Hello, all. As you know, I am a fan of both vampire movies and strange movies, and I found one that's both. It's a very strange vampire movie. It's called Parasite Lady, and I saw it on Tubi for free. And it was from 2023, directed and directed by a guy named Chris Alexander, and stars a stunningly beautiful redhead named Arielle Edwards, gorgeous, pale green eyes, and really incredibly attractive. Um, Very, very strange, atmospheric, weird, dreamy kind of movie. It doesn't really explain anything. It just kind of pulls you in. It starts at a motel, which is apparently in Niagara Falls, Canada, and or Burlington, Ontario, and we see this woman sleeping in a coffin that has sort of a clear face plate on it, and she's sort of bathed in blue light. Her lips are blue, her face looks blue, and then she wakes up, and we see that she's actually has red hair, not blue hair, and she's just staring out the window. She's not really doing anything. And there's also a kind of a strange female-shaped leather mannequin in the corner of her room. We don't know what that is or what the significance of that is. She keeps looking at it and kind of staring at it. She dresses herself kind of like a dominatrix in very tight black leather, and then she has these kind of hot gloves that have, the little hand, I don't know what they call them. They're gloves that go up towards the middle hand, and dominatrix boots. And she goes up to this carnival, and without speaking, without really saying a word, she attracts this blonde woman who is just standing there, takes her back to this hotel and her hotel room, which is number 19. And I don't know if that number has any significance, but it keeps being repeated. So I guess it does, at least to the filmmaker. Um, and seduces her and kills her, basically. She doesn't use her, she's a vampire, but she doesn't use her teeth. She uses her fingernails to penetrate the woman's neck and then licks and sucks out the blood. And as the woman lays dead next to her, she says, "I love you." It's almost the only thing she says in the movie. There's very, very little dialogue. Um, I'd say maybe 10 lines altogether in the whole movie. There's like a weird, dreamy sequence where you see this strange woman on a red velvet throne, has very thick black eyelashes and long fingernails, and is wearing a very tight kind of a corset. Uh, um, and she is played by Thea Munster, and they refer to her as "quote unquote" Lady Death. And I think the Mr. Alexander needs to be careful about copyright here, because the character does resemble, in some aspects, Brian Pulido's comic book heroine, Lady Death, though not entirely. It doesn't appear to have any magical powers, for one thing. But she appears in this woman's dreams, and we don't really know who she is or, what the connection is, but they're obviously kind of close. The whole thing has a rather heavy lesbian theme. There are no men in the movie at all. Um, the vampire, if she is a vampire, we don't really know, keeps having these sort of strange visions. She goes to this carnival, and she keeps kind of staring at the Ferris wheel and watching it revolve. And there's a connection to that in the end of the film, which I'll get to. It's very short. It's only 42 minutes, but very interesting and intense. It has a almost like a dream slash nightmare feel to it. Uses strobing effects and stereoscopic, weird, twirling screens, all kinds of bizarre imagery. There's a lot of use of the colors blue, red, and purple, including the lipstick of the main character keeps changing between those colors. It's dark red, then it's light red, then it's purple, then it's blue, then it's black, then it goes back to the dark red. And she picks up and seduces another girl, but this time she doesn't kill her. She does what Dracula does in that movie. She lets her drink her blood, so now she's turned. She becomes a vampire. In the morning, when they wake up, she says, "What are we?" And the other one says, the redhead says, "We hunt, we feed, we wait, we feed, we kill, we go on." and that's all she'll reveal. And she says, "Why did you do this to me?" And she just says in a kind of a monotone, "I don't know." She says, "Who did this to you? Who made you what we are?" And uh, then you see the sequence of her uh, with this character who she doesn't call Lady Death, she calls her mother, and that her mother kind of turned her into a vampire, and she has a vision uh, of this woman sitting in this red velvet sort of throne and says, "Mother, I want to keep this one. I like her." And she just shakes her head no. And then she offers herself to this character, pulls out inside her dress so she can get at her throat. And she doesn't say anything. None of the vampires in this movie kill with their fangs. They don't have any fangs. They use their fingernails. And I don't know if I'm reaching a little too far, but I thought that might be a bit of a metaphor for sort of lesbian penetration. The fingers in substituting for a penis, because it penetrates into the neck, and that's how the kill is made. I thought that was kind of an interesting psychosexual image, if you will. Um, like I said, very well done. The acting is terrific, even though it's 99% of it is completely silent. And like I said, there are only four principal characters. They're all women. Um, Very interesting, very intense. I thought it was weird. It was wild. I'm not even really describing it correct. You have to see it, and like I said, it's free. It's on Tubi. It, it's almost beyond description. It's a dream within a dream, because in the end, like I said, the girl offers herself to this character, Mother and or Lady Death, and yet she wakes up again. She's back in the coffin. She's back where we started. So the whole story is cyclical, and that's uh, referenced by the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel keeps turning, keeps going around, and the story keeps going around and around. So apparently this character is immortal and has to relive these events over and over again. Highly interesting and definitely highly recommended. Again, the name is Parasite Lady.